The Lord be with you.
and with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Standing by the cross of Jesus were his mother and his mother's sister, Mary the wife of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene. When Jesus saw his mother and the disciple there whom he loved, he said to his mother, "Woman, behold your son." Then he said to the disciple, "Behold your mother." And from that hour, the disciple took her into his home. Friends, brothers, and sisters, the Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Please be seated.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. And welcome to the Minor Basilica of Our Lady of the Holy Rosary of Manaoag. Today, the day of Our Lady of Sorrows. Sa ating pong liturgical calendar, we reminisce or we memorialize the sorrows of the Virgin twice. One in Lent sa tinatawag nating Viernes Dolores, and after the exaltation of the cross, the memorial of our sorrowful mother. Kapag tayo ay merong pinagdadaan ng medyo hindi kaaya-aya sa ating buhay, we tend to describe it very graphically. Kupisan, sinasabi natin, ang ating reference always is ang ating dibdib. Actually, ang ating puso. Diba? Kapag halimbawa, tayo ay nasawi o hindi natin nakuha yung ating gusto, sasabihin natin, napakasakit. Paano ba natin dinidescribe yung sakit na yan, di ba? There are some words perhaps that we often use, mahapdi. Alam natin yung mahapdi, di ba? Kapag tayo ay nasusugatan at ito ay nalagyan ng alcohol o di kaya ng suka or antiseptic, mahapdi, di ba? Mahapdi. O di kaya sa ating panlasa, ang sinasabi natin ay napakapait. Bakit mapait? Hindi natin sinasabing maalat o maasim, di ba? Napakapait. O di kaya in terms of light, napakadilim ng aking pinagdadaanan. So it's very graphic, and I think most of us, ang ating experience, ang ating karanasan sa buhay, alam natin kung ano ang ating pinagdadaanan, alam natin ang ating experience o kung ano yung nararanasan natin sa buhay. Hindi po ba? And that is, I think, a parallel in the life of Our Lady of Sorrows. Sabi nga ng isang writer, Mary was too close to the cross of Christ to be ignored in the history of salvation. Sabi rin ni Saint Bernard, Jesus died in the body through a love greater than anyone had known. But Mary died in the spirit through a love unlike any other since His. So makikita natin magkadikit talaga ang Panginoong Jesus at ang ating mahal na ina. And that is why the Church chronicles ang tinatawag nating Siete Dolores or the Seven Sorrows of Mary. Let us try to go back to those seven sorrows para naman kasing ano ba yung makakaya ng ating puso? 7 balaraw, 7 knives, di ba? Makikita natin yan sa ating iconography. Nagsimula ito doon sa presentation in the temple, no? When the prophecy of the aged Simeon was heard. Ang sabi niya, "Look, he is destined for the fall and rise of many in Israel, destined to be a sign that is opposed, and a sword will pierce your soul too." Masakit yun, di ba? Para sa isang ina, para sa isang ano kayong ibig sabihin nun? Maaring at that moment, hindi pa masyadong nare-realize ng mahal na Birhen kung anong ibig sabihin noong sinabi, nung prophecy ni Simeon. Kaya't ang kanyang sinabi, sabi ng mga evangelists, and she kept it all in her heart. Ang pangalawa ay yung 300-mile journey sa flight into Egypt. Batang nanay pa lang siya noon, di ba? So, yung anxiety, yung disturbance sa kanyang kalooban na ano bang nangyayari sa aking buhay, sa kanyang anak, kakapanganak pa lamang niya ay itatakas na agad niya ang Panginoon. Number 3, the loss of Jesus at the age of 12 in Jerusalem. Kapag ka nga tayo nawawalan ng kahit bagay lang, di ba? O di kaya yung ating mga fur friends, ating pets, hinahanap, tayo nababalisa. Pero ito isang bata, 12 years old. Ang hirap kaya noon, di ba? Hindi mo alam kung ano na nangyari. And that is why, again, all the things that Jesus said when He was 12 years old, tinreasure na naman ng mahal na Birhen sa kanyang puso. Number 4 is Mary's encounter with Jesus on His way to Calvary. Sino kaya ang makakatagal no, pag nakikita mo yung mahal mo sa buhay, kaisa-isa mong anak nagpapasa ng krus, di ba? Mahirap yun. Tapos inabandon pa siya ng kanilang mga disciples, ng kanyang mga katoto, kanyang mga supposedly supporters. Number 5, ang crucifixion. Dapat doon pa lang, di ba, magko-collapse ang mahal na Birhen. Mary watched everything. Pagpapako sa krus, pangungutya, crucify Him. Isang balaraw na naman sa kanyang puso. Ang pang-anim, the taking down of His body from the cross was such a disaster. Lalagay sa iyong kandungan ang katawan ng iyong anak na walang buhay. Luray-luray pa, di ba? How can a normal person survive that? Number 7, His eventual burial was full of sorrowing and weeping. So maaari natin itanong, para saan kaya ang mga ito? Kung ang mahal na Birhen ay nakaranas ng mga ito, ano naman kaya ang ating pakiramdam kapag tayo dumadaan sa halos ganyan ding degree of pain? Ang iba sa atin dito ay narito sa Manawag sapagkat meron din tayong pinagdadaanan, lalong-lalo na halimbawa yung malubhang sakit o di kaya yung disappointments in life. Di ba? Mahapdi, masakit, madilim. But Our Lady, our own Blessed Mother, has gone through that and she is now glorified. In other words, nalampasan niyang lahat yan. And I think that is how we develop virtues in our lives, in our faith journeys. It is through the school of hard knocks, ika nga, na tayo ay nagkakaroon ng sense of equilibrium in our life. Hindi natatapos sa hirap, hindi natatapos sa hapdi, hindi natatapos sa karimlan ang ating mga pinagdadaanan. There is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Babataan lang natin, or we will just have to struggle with it in our lives and we will conquer at the end.